Hello? 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 Hello?
Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to today's press conference with head coach Vanessa Nygaard. If you would like to ask a question, please use raise hand function to ask a question. We have about 5-10 minutes. Please limit your questions to 1 or 2 at a time. Eliav, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. So obviously the big things is the picks, of course, but you can't watch the WNBA draft with appreciating how much they showed support for Brittany Griner. Obviously, as the Mercury, how much did that mean to you?
It was great. Players throughout the league have been wanting to do something to support Brittany this whole time. And now we have her heart and soul charity. Anyone who is feeling that energy, wanting to get out to support her, this is a great way to do it. And it's so wonderful to hear all of the players jumping right in to have her back. And we can't think anything about the WNBA this year without thinking about BG. We have to keep that in our front of our head, and that they dedicated that time that the commissioner started with a comment about her, and it was present throughout the whole broadcast. Was really amazing.
Thank you, Alex. Simon, go for it.
Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for talking with us tonight. Obviously, on the ESPN broadcast, they did make mention that there's some discussions between the team and the league about potential, I think Holly called roster relief. Can you kind of give any indication as to what is kind of where you guys are at this point with that? And I guess at this point is the expectation that you guys probably won't have Brittany at all this season?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I can speak to that. I think Jim would be better to answer those questions. We are hopeful to have BG, of course. Obviously, we won't have her for a little bit at all. And we're hoping that the WNBA finds a way to support us with, WNBA rosters aren't big to start with. We carry 11. Kia Nurse is currently still injured. That puts us at 10. Without BG, that pushes us at 9. So we're hoping to get some support and find some ways where we're still supporting BG and also supporting the rest of our players by having a full roster to take on the court.
One more from me. Obviously, without knowing that, you do have some players that you guys had signed to training camp deals who are going to potentially be options in the post then, however that relief shapes out. And it looks like the 2 picks you made today are going to be able to be in the mix. Can you just kind of talk about how you look at players that maybe otherwise wouldn't have or would have been fighting for a spot or 2, and how this is going to change for them as you get to Sunday and beyond in training camp?
Yeah, I think our camp's going to be pretty interesting. Some camps, the rosters are pretty set, spaces are filled, and there is some opportunity on our camp. And there'll be some real competition, which I think is going to be great. It's going to elevate our camp. I also see that there's a change, or we're transitioning here in the WNBA to not being so traditional, and that players are more versatile now and they can do multiple things. So we really want to expand on that concept. And when we're looking at filling in, yes, we're bringing some big players, but hopefully big players that can do a lot of things.
Thank you, Michael. Hayden, go for it.
Hi, Coach. Thanks again for taking the time to talk to us. As you know, as it's well known, Brittany Griner, unfortunately, she's in Russia right now. Who, in your mind, who do you expect to sort of, take that next step, to kind of sort of, fill the impact that BG has on the court?
Yeah, nobody can replace BG, but we do have someone who is almost a statistical mirror coming in, right? Team Charles averaged a little bit more points, maybe 1 less rebound. Statistically, obviously a very different style of play, a very different game, but at least filling in where that rebounding and scoring hole might have been. On top of that, I do think that Brianna Turner will make a big jump this year. I really love her game. She's in a great part in her career. She's improved every year, and I think she has more offensive versatility. She can expand her defensive game, and I think that she'll really blossom in that opportunity. And we'll also have competition in our camp with the players we have coming in to see who else is ready and who else is really to step up their game and challenge themselves to take it to a new level.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hayden. Michael, go for it.
Thank you. And Coach, obviously, thanks for the time. So, obviously with the focus being on getting BG back, but the 2 players you drafted, Maya and Macy, how do you, obviously they're going to have to work for it. They're coming into a very talented team, but how do you see them fitting in?
Yeah, I think they're 2 extremely talented players who've had a lot of success at the collegiate level. And we think that they have a lot of potential. And we need some more depth at their post position, and they both can do that. They both are, Maya can do is like a shutdown defensive player. I think throughout her college season this year, we saw her match up against some of the best college players and best post players, and she guarded them one-on-one. They didn't have to bring doubles because she did such a great job defending them. And Macy is just a weapon, right? This is a kid who was 3-time conference player of the year, can do a lot of things, a bit of an underdog. I'm an underdog, so I'm always happy to get an underdog in there and see what they can bring in with their versatility. And, we're changing things up a bit here, right? We have a lot of great players. Team was in the finals last year, but we have a lot of new faces too. So these new people will be able to bring in their new talents and hopefully add to us.
And then one more for me. I know obviously you're focused on your team, but watching the draft and not going into X's and O's, but with Indiana, with all those picks early, what did you think of what they added? And I mean, trying to obviously get out of the basement, what do you think of their draft?
I mean, they how many picks they get? They got 7. They got like a whole team.
Yeah.
You could have done it was an expansion draft or regular draft. There's a whole team. No, first of all, I was fired up. Didn't they take Lexi Hall? It's my girl, Stanford. Yep. Whoa. So I was excited to see that. You get drafted there. Rebecca said it a couple times. It's a lot of opportunity for a player that goes there. And I think that they got a whole bunch of people who can do a lot of things.
Well, congrats on your draft.
Thank you.
Thank you. Looks like we have time for 2 more questions. Natalie, go for it.
Hi, Coach. Your first WNBA draft as a head coach, what was it like for you?
Oh, it was great. It was just so fun to be in the room. With 3rd round picks, it's not, I think, as nerve wracking if you have a pick in the 1st round. A little bit, the stress level is a little bit different, but our GM, Jim Pittman, has answered all my questions and really helped me to learn. I feel like I learned a lot this year, and it was just great to be all together and to be a part of, it's such a great day for the WNBA, right? We're growing in it. It's such a wonderful day for all the players that get drafted and the potential of all that. I remember the day I got drafted, it was pretty exciting. And I was like sitting in my living room as a 4th round pick, but it was thrilling. And so I know that was so special for each of the women that got selected today. And I hope that they get to really enjoy it.
Natalie, Alex, Simon, go for it.
Yeah, just a quick one, Vanessa. Do you get to claim Maya with her 3 years at Stanford, or are Skylar and BT are you guys gonna have to timeshare her college allegiance or what?
I'm a coach, players first. I give her to Sky. But at the same time, I do believe she graduated from Stanford with an engineering degree and is a graduate student at Notre Dame. So, I mean, best of both worlds. I can't say I wasn't excited to have somebody who had been a Stanford Cardinal.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex. We will be joined with GM Jim Pittman here shortly. See you guys soon in a bit.
Thank you all. Thank you for covering women's basketball.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Alex, I'm glad you said something because that's what I was thinking. So I started laughing.
Hi, all. We're back with GM Chip Pittman here. Please limit your questions to 1 or 2 at a time, and please use the raise hand function if you would like to ask a question. Thank you. Alex Simon, go for it.
Hey, Jim. Hope all's been well. Obviously, Holly made reference to the roster relief discussions that are kind of going on between the league and you guys, and kind of with as close as we are to the season, what can you kind of say as to where the status is with those discussions right now?
No, I can't talk about that. That's a league question. I'd direct you to Dina Skokos at the league for that question.
Within that, I guess at this point, do you have to go into where you're at with training camp, kind of anticipating that you won't have Brittany at all this season?
We're planning for all potential options at this point. So we're we just don't know. We just don't know what our situation is going to be, but we will be prepared for any possible outcome.
Thank you, Alex. Eliav, go for it.
Hi, Jim. Eliav Gabay, Sports 360 AZ. Thanks for chatting with us. So when it comes to, of course, situation Brittany Griner, you can't say too much, but the rest of the night, obviously having to consider that, but then also look forward to what the task is at hand. What was it like being in the war room, of course, with Nygaard in her first shot at it, and then you going at it? What was it like being in there for these moments?
Yeah, this was a kind of a straightforward draft for us. We didn't have a first or second round pick. You know, we've been doing this for a lot of years, so it was pretty straightforward. Maya Dotson was someone we were really excited about to have available at 26. We didn't think that she would drop to us, and so I'm very happy that we ended up being able to select her. And then Macy Williams is someone we wanted to take a look at, another post player that has some real skills, and so we're really looking forward to the two being in camp, and we're ready to see what happens come Sunday.
Thank you, Eliav. Michael, go for it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Jim, thanks for the time. Obviously, congrats on the draft. And you're talking about obviously Maya and Macy, and like you said, waiting to the third round, it's got to be kind of a little bit tough. But what did you see in their games to obviously the moves that you made in the offseason, or the potential in their games that they can add to this team and mesh with your team?
Yeah, so with Maya, she's a very athletic big that really fits the mold of what we're trying to do. I've heard some people compare her a little bit to Brianna Turner. I think that she's got a real desire to play. She's a great defender, rebounder. She just fits what the skill set that we're looking for from that position as a bench player. Our group is pretty strong, and a rookie's going to have a real challenge to come in and earn some playing time, but Maya's a very seasoned player, and I think she's got a chance to come in and have a great camp. With Macy, when you pick in the latter half of the third round, you want to take a chance on someone who's got potential. I think she's got some real potential to be a solid player, and we're really looking forward to seeing what that is in camp. It's one thing to do it at the college level, but when you jump up to play against professionals, it's a different type of game. And looking forward to, like I said, looking forward to Sunday and getting here and getting started.
And Jim, just real quick, I asked Coach, kind of off topic, I know you're focused on your team, but when you see all the picks that Indiana had, especially early, are you a little envious, and what do you think of their draft?
I thought they did a great job. Lynn Dunn coming in has done a really good job at working through her roster, and it's tough when you don't pick until the third round. You're watching all these great players get selected. It's never easy, but we're really happy to end up with Maya Dotson and Macy Williams.
Well, congrats, Coach or Jim. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Looks like we have time for 2 more questions. Alex, go for it, and then Hayden, take the last question.
Yeah, Jim, just as you've done these over the years, draft night can sometimes be a very busy but exciting and kind of fun night. Is what's happening with Brittany in that situation kind of persisting? Has that kind of changed how the feeling tonight is for you?
Yeah, it's something that's always on our minds. always there for us. And we want to make sure that we continue to focus on everything that we can do to get her home quickly and safely. And that's all we can do at this point. So yes, that she's always in the back of our minds as we're with anything that we're doing at this point.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Alex. Hayden, go for it.
Hi, Jim. Just thank you again for taking the time to talk to us this evening. Just wanted to ask you in terms of this upcoming season, free agency was huge. You guys signed Tina Charles, made that trade with Indiana and Chicago for Diamond to Shields. For your draft picks with both Maya and Macy, how will they be able to contribute right away?
Well, I mean, we don't expect huge things from third round picks right away, but I think they both have an opportunity here to really show what they can do. We have some roster positions that are available, and you just never know what's going to happen. And that's why we really are looking forward to camp, seeing what the players that we brought in on training camp contracts can provide us. And as we round out our roster, we'll see over the next 3 weeks what it's going to look like. And we're really excited to get started.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hayden, and thank you everyone for attending tonight's post draft media availability. We will be in touch with training camp information and media sessions within the next week. So appreciate your time and be in touch soon.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate the support.
Thank you.